Hey there! This is a bonus episode in Following Ley Line, our podcast series about the stories and origins behind our songs.
Free myself of myself, empty myself of myself.
You may have heard the story behind our song, The Well, and we wanted to tell you a little bit more about how the song took shape in the studio, and some really special instruments and different elements of the song that added to the magic.
Free myself of myself, empty myself of myself, clean myself of myself so I can fill it up. There's a love beneath me.
So I wanted to ask, I guess, Lydia, what's the story behind the drum that you play in this song?
Yeah, so my drum is called a zabumba, and it's used in a type of Brazilian music called forró. And forró is popular all over Brazil, and it kind of changes depending on what part of Brazil you're in. But the three main instruments that make forró what it is are a triangle, an accordion, and a zabumba. And we got to dance a bunch of forró in different parts of the country and kind of learn about the different styles. And I love partner dancing. That's something that I do here in Texas. And what is so cool about forró is it's very simple, but it looks like a totally different dance in the Northeast than it does in the South. I just had a really great time learning about that in Brazil. And I really wanted to bring a zabumba home with me because I'd been learning a bunch of different rhythms. And I didn't think it was going to happen. I was looking at drum shops all over the country, and I couldn't find the perfect drum. And I'm very particular. But a couple days before leaving Brazil, Kate's husband connected me with a friend of his who makes drums. And he had made this kind of artisanal zabumba that is almost a mix between a zabumba and an alfaia, which is a different type of Brazilian drum that's made out of wood and has a goat skin. And he built this beautiful drum, and I literally bought it the day before flying home, and I don't even remember how I fit it.
Really, like, how will we possibly take this? I was convincing you not to take it because I was like, there's no way. There's just no way we could possibly fit this in a suitcase.
We had left all these clothes in Sao Paulo, and then we'd left all of our stuff in Brasilia when we left the van. So it felt like we were traveling light, and then we got back to Sao Paulo and we had so much stuff. And I do not know how we got it all home, but we did.
What about the shakers that you play, Emily? I was trying to remember how that all went down.
The shakers, I feel like I just love shakers, and I love the texture of shakers. There is a really amazing percussionist named Darren who was doing the percussion for Elephant Revival. He was just incredible, and he really inspired me with the way that he would use different textural percussion. And so in this song, I just wanted to take one step further from kind of the typical shaker pattern, and so I just threw another shaker in my left hand and started kind of countering the rhythm, and it just felt like the right kind of texture to sit behind the kind of hypnotic nature of the song, and it just became something really peaceful.
So the song is really simple when we play it on stage. It's just zabumba, guitar, shakers, and vocals. But when we recorded it in the studio with Grant Johnson, the engineer and producer for this song, we got to add a bunch of different instruments that we don't usually get to play.
Yeah, so we had written these songs in Brazil. We came home and we felt like we had a lot of material to create an album.
That was only, I guess, maybe 4 or 5 months after we actually came back together.
I think so, something like that. And we started working with Grant, and we had a really amazing time being able to play with all of his toys and all of his instruments, like the pocket piano.
And the vibraphones. My favorite instrument. Plus there's some chimes and bells.
And also the Leslie, the like electric guitar that you play through the spinny thing, so it's like wing, wing, wing.
And of course, Daniel Fears on the trombone. I remember we came up with that part as a mouth trumpet part originally for Emily, and then thought maybe it would sound better with a real horn.
Free myself, empty myself, clean myself, so I can fill it up.
Yeah, it's so different from how we play it live, but it's grown on me so much. I love the way that it sounds and kind of the spaciousness and the subtle dissonance that it brings to the recording. And I really attribute a lot of that to Grant.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can dive deeper into the songs and get an exclusive premiere of our visual album dropping May 14th. And remember, we're always just a message away on Instagram at Ley Line Sound.